It's really disturbing seeing so many in the Western corporate media trying to, at this point, defend Nazism because the West and NATO are engaged in this proxy war against Russia after Russia invaded Ukraine. And this is just one example of it, but you see a lot of more or less apologists for Nazis and how, trying to whitewash the crimes that the Nazis committed. And well, not saying, well, not all of them are really bad just because, you wore a Nazi uniform and you volunteered with this, Waffen SS Galatian division. You're not really a Nazi, and you could have been joining for, nationalist reasons. You didn't have hate and bigotry, and you weren't part of all the bad Nazi stuff. You were just fighting against Russia or the USSR for other reasons. This is the point we're at, because now they're gonna basically do a 180. So, well, actually it wasn't the Nazis who were the baddies. It was the USSR. They were the real Nazis, and I mean, God fucking damn it. So this is an article from Politico. Fighting against the USSR didn't necessarily make you a Nazi. I mean, Jesus, yes, it did. Who was largely responsible for defeating the Nazis? The USSR. 27 million people died defeating fascism and the Nazis, and then now these corporate media hacks are trying to resuscitate the image of Nazis and Nazism. It's absolutely just disgusting on every fucking level, right? Jesus. And then, so this is from Keir Giles at Politico. His most recent book title, Russia's War on Everybody. I mean, again, would they be platforming somebody if the title of the book would be the United States War on Everybody? Probably not. Would that have been much more accurate? Of course. I mean, who invaded Afghanistan? Who invaded Iraq? Who has killed hundreds of thousands of people? Who started the war on terror? Who has military bases in 800 countries? Who has been trying to overthrow the government of Cuba for 6 decades at this point? Who attempted a coup in Venezuela and Bolivia? That wasn't Russia. That was the United States. Okay, Russia has a very legitimate gripe with NATO and Ukraine, and has repeatedly said NATO cannot keep expanding. We don't want to invade Ukraine, but if they try to join NATO and you don't listen to our legitimate security concerns, it will happen. The West and NATO wanted Russia to invade Ukraine, to start this proxy war. Russia's war on everybody. I mean, Jesus Christ. Former SS trooper. Well, I mean, are you ever really not a Nazi once you were one? No, I'd say Nazi SS trooper. Yeah, that's when the Canadian Parliament gave that standing ovation to a Nazi. So, like, trying to got a nuance, not every Nazi's bad. Fighting Soviet forces on Germany's Eastern Front. Yes, fighting the Soviet forces who defeated the Nazis and fascism. But history's complicated, Kirigiles wants you to think. It can be a gift to propagandists who exploit the appeal of simplicity. Oh my God. The mental gymnastics these people have to do to get you to think, not all Nazis were bad, or not everybody who fought against the USSR was a baddie. Yes, they fucking were. Jesus Christ. Terror. He's equating the USSR, who again defeated Nazism and fascism, were largely responsible for that, and the fucking Nazis, okay? This is the type of fucking just ridiculous, I don't even call it analysis, this ridiculous gibberish you get at mainstream political sites, mainstream corporate media sites like Politico. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking God, dude. Yes. Nazis. Nazis. My God, dude. Okay. No, I just can't. I just can't. I just can't go through any more of that shit. Well, that's what's happening in the mainstream corporate media in the West now, trying to rehabilitate the images of Nazis and trying to equate the USSR with the Nazis. Can't make that shit up. Cannot make that shit up. And I appreciated Glenn Greenwald's tweet about this. Without hyperbole, this Political article, the one we just looked at, is the most explicit and unflinching defense of Nazism and the Nazi SS ever read in a mainstream corporate outlet by a large distance. And of course, this lifelong CIA op turned resistant stars promoting it. God damn it, man. Up is down, left is right, bad is good. Not all Nazis are bad. You know, it was the USSR who were the real baddies. These mainstream political outlets and pundits want you to think. Crazy, crazy fucking times we live in. Oh, sleepy boy. Peace. Much love. All power to the people. And yes, Nazis are bad. All of them are bad. Once a Nazi, always a Nazi. Only good place for Nazi, 6 feet under.